The Colombo Stock Exchange. It's a world of opportunity, for sure. But to get in, you need a key. And here's the interesting part. You can't just make your own copy. There's this mandatory and honestly kind of surprising first step you have to take. So you're probably asking yourself, why, right? Why can't you just log on and start trading directly? Why is there this one single gatekeeper for everyone, from the smallest investor just starting out to the biggest financial institution? And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This isn't just some friendly advice, it's the law. You have to use their specific key held by a specific person to even play the game. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into why this system exists, what happens when it all goes wrong, and most importantly, how you can navigate it with total confidence. All right, so who is this gatekeeper we're talking about? Well, the official term is an approved stockbroker. And here's the bottom line. By law, every single trade you want to make on the Colombo Stock Exchange has to go through one of these licensed firms. There are no exceptions, no backdoors. And the thing to get here is that they're way more than just advisors. They are legally required intermediaries. Think of them like licensed pilots. You need one to navigate the complex airspace of the market. Without a broker, you're basically grounded. So why this strict rule? It might seem a bit random, but it's really not. The entire system is actually built on three big ideas, three core pillars, all designed to create a market that's stable and trustworthy for everybody. Let's break them down. First up, and this is the big one, it's all about protecting you. By forcing every trade through a licensed firm, it creates this really powerful shield against fraud. Your broker is on the hook for verifying who you are and making sure all your transactions are legit, all while the SEC of Sri Lanka is watching over their shoulder. Second, it's about the integrity of the whole market. See, these brokers are legally bound by some pretty strict SEC rules. These rules are there to stop things like market manipulation and insider trading. This helps make sure it's a level playing field for everyone, which is what keeps things stable and attracts investment. And number three is, well, it's just practical. As an individual, you can't just plug your laptop directly into the Colombo Stock Exchange's electronic trading system. It just doesn't work that way. Brokers are that essential link. They provide the infrastructure, place the orders, and handle all the complicated settlement stuff that happens after a trade. They're literally your only way in. But here's the catch. This mandatory relationship, it's built on one thing: trust. And just like any relationship, that trust can be shattered. So what happens when the very person who's supposed to protect you becomes the biggest risk to your money? And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. We're not talking about a simple professional disagreement here. We're talking about your hard-earned capital on the line. Understanding the potential dangers is your absolute first line of defense. These breaches of trust can look a few different ways. You've got unauthorized trading. That's them making trades you never, ever approved. Then there's something called churning. This one's a bit sneakier. It's when a broker trades like crazy in your account just to rack up commissions for themselves. Then there's misrepresentation, being fed false information, or even operational failures, like a system crash that costs you a ton of money. Every single one is a serious betrayal. Okay, so that's the scary part. But the good news is you are not powerless here, not even close. The very same system that requires you to have a broker also gives you a powerful set of tools. Think of it like your own suit of armor to defend your rights and your capital. So if things go south, this is your game plan. Step 1, you file a formal complaint directly with the brokerage firm's own compliance department. If that doesn't work, you escalate. Step 2, you file a formal complaint with the regulator, the SEC. For a faster and often cheaper solution, there's Step 3, arbitration. And then, as the absolute last resort, Step 4, you have the full power of the legal system. It is so important to know these steps. Look, the system is there to back you up. But honestly, your best defense is just being on the ball yourself. It really boils down to a choice. Are you going to be the vigilant investor who's always checking statements and getting everything in writing, or the passive investor who relies on verbal promises and rarely checks in? The difference in the outcome can be absolutely monumental. So when you really get this whole framework, the rules, the risks, and your rights, that's the moment investing stops being a source of anxiety and starts becoming an act of genuine confidence. And at the end of the day, just remember this. Your broker isn't just some service provider. They have a legal and ethical thing called a fiduciary duty. That means they are required to put your financial interests ahead of their own. But it's a two-way street, right? Your job is to be that engaged client who holds them to that high standard. Which brings us full circle, back to the key. We started out talking about the broker's key to the market, but the real key, the ultimate key, the one that truly unlocks opportunity and protects your wealth, that's not something anyone else can hold for you. It's your own knowledge. The only question is, are you ready to use it? Hey, thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. We really hope it's provided some clarity and confidence. For more deep dives just like this one, be sure to revisit us at King's Academy. Your perspective is incredibly valuable to us. Please let us know what you thought of this content in the comment section below. Your feedback really does help us refine our work and create better explainers for you in the future. And finally, if anything was unclear or if you still have questions, just ask. We'll be in the comments and we'll do our best to address any clarifications as soon as we possibly can.